Meanwhile, the Prime Minister responded for the first time about a very different issue today, an incident from nearly 2 decades ago, before he was even an MP, that recently resurfaced in news reports. Catherine Cullen brings us that story tonight.
I had a good day that day. I don't remember any negative interactions that day at all.
That day was back in August 2000 at a BC festival. Justin Trudeau was 28, years before his political career began. The next day, an unsigned editorial appeared in the local newspaper, the Creston Valley Advance. It accused Trudeau of groping and inappropriately handling an unnamed young female reporter. There were no other specifics about the alleged physical contact. The editorial says when Trudeau was asked about the incident, he responded, "I'm sorry. If I had known you were reporting for a national paper, I never would have been so forward." CBC News has spoken by phone and emailed with the woman who was the subject of the editorial. She said she wasn't interested in being associated with any further coverage of the story, and she asked that her name not be used and that she not be contacted about the story again. CBC News has also spoken with the publisher of the newspaper from that time, who remembers speaking with the reporter after the encounter.
My recollections of the conversation where she came to me because she was unsettled by it. She didn't like what had happened. She wasn't sure how she should proceed with it because, of course, we're talking somebody who was known to the Canadian community.
While she didn't see the interaction with Trudeau, the former publisher described what happened as a brief touch and said, in her opinion, it was not sexual assault. The editorial resurfaced online and in some news coverage in recent weeks, but today was the first time the Prime Minister was asked publicly about it.
I remember that day in Creston well. It was a foundation, Avalanche Foundation event to support avalanche safety. I had a good day that day. I don't remember any negative interactions that day at all.
The allegation itself is in sharp contrast to what Trudeau has said about his own past.
As you look back at your own career, is there a chance at some point that your actions might have not been construed the way they were intended?
I don't think so. I've been very, very careful all my life to be thoughtful and to be respectful of people's space and people's headspace as well.
Prime Minister Trudeau would have known he was going to eventually be asked about what happened in Creston. Now he has to wait and see whether his answer ends the matter. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.